want to bring in Dr. Ashigbey on that point, on the journalistic practice itself now, and the risk that many have said in the last few days that we almost seem to be creating a problem for ourselves by handing a reason to state agencies who may have whatever reason it is to cite what we've done as a basis to sort of go at us. And we've seen a lot of these cases in the last few days. I mean, Mr. Ashigbey, for somebody who's fought for media freedom for so long, yourself superintending over journalists at some time, and you watch what has unfolded in the last few days. There have been several arrests based on comments some of them journalists have made. Generally, do you get a sense that we are possibly eroding the confidence that the public have in us, for which reason we serve them on a daily basis, and we become the mouthpiece holding the fourth estate of the realm, of course, holding the government accountable to the people, stand in the middle, and sometimes we may compromise that based on what we say and do. Does that concern you at all?
Evans, I am extremely concerned. I am extremely concerned, and I see a lot of the things I see when I was managing the media from my time as general manager of Joy FM, all the way till when I left Graphic as managing director. A lot of those things would not pass the ethics of the business that we had. And no journalist who worked for me would have stayed, kept his job, doing some of the things I'm beginning to see. Unfortunately, Evans, even multimedia, some of your account stations, some of the things I see on them are definitely reprehensible, and they cannot be accepted. But even for you, the reason why I will mention you out is because the standard you have set for yourself is extremely high. But just watch the media monitoring that was done by the West African Media Foundation, and you find that stations like Power FM, like Oman FM, whilst the rest of them were doing less than 100, they were doing like 600 infractions, 700 infractions. And you see some things that journalists are saying, some, in very, pure criminality and irresponsibility that is coming from journalists, who should know better, especially on traditional media. And that definitely cannot be acceptable. And you see, I've looked at this thing, and what you find, especially when I went back to look at research that has been done, you realize that the media houses that are doing this, in as much as we will hold the journalists responsible, the problem is the publishers and the owners of these media houses. Most of these people are politicians. Most of these people are business people who do not know the trade, the businesses that they are involved in. They allow, these journalists to do things for their own parochial interest, or they leave them to do what they're doing. And then when it comes to times for elections, then they come back to it. And so there's no guidance at all. And the abuses that are coming from these minority, and the point would have to be made, these minority are actually eroding the basis of the trust that we have in the people. And see, Evans, watch this. When the constitutional review was done, unfortunately, a lot of Ghanaians thought that the repeal of the criminal libel law should be overturned. Because people have thought that we're getting to the point where some of media persons were using the power of the media as totalitarian power to also exact, the things that we all did not sign up for. So it is really, I think that I have changed my whole perspective that says that in the same breath that you discuss media brutality, don't bring the issues of irresponsibility. Because what is happening is that the few irresponsible ones are now becoming the reason why even the responsible ones, like, Latif, will have their skull broken, like Manasseh himself would be attacked, like Ahmed Suwale, would lose his life. Like all the challenges we face, we are allowing these few people to become weapons in the hands of those who brutalize us. But listen, brutality of any journalist. And so we have the current situation of the journalist that was arrested and maltreated in Takrady that is still pending. My only worry with all of these things, another worry I have is that the alacrity and the speed with which the Attorney General will go to court and get the gentleman, incarcerated for 2 weeks. We don't see that the same alacrity when Latif's head is cracked at the police headquarters that has all CCTV cameras. When Ahmed Swale's case happens, we don't see all of that. There's a situation of Pius Kwame, who was shot by a gentleman who's supposed to be a national security person on the night of the election. That particular case, over a year ago, every time they go to court, the case is adjourned. As we speak, the gentleman has had 4 surgeries, Manasseh. He's still waiting for the bones to heal, but that case has not gone to court. So we, in the same way that we're seeing the state move with so much alacrity, go to court and exact their pound of flesh, and sometimes even with a pound of, with blood attached to it. We want to see the same one when, the rights of journalists are abused. So definitely, we need to start calling out these charlatans among us, both the journalists themselves who are being reckless, but most importantly, the politicians, the business people who have been given licenses, who are running media houses that are weaponized and are breaking the laws and are giving powers to people to brutalize us. We need to call them out as well.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and click the bell icon and get notified every time we share something interesting. We would love to have you on there.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.